Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 71 of my journey to becoming the person that I want to be and a psychologist. Now, what the fuck? Wait, sorry, there's a paper that's falling very slowly, and I've been wondering what is making that sound. Well, now it did not fall slowly. Now it fell instantly. Anyways, sorry. I look dead, and I feel very tired. I don't know why. I had a good night's sleep. My sugar level was fine the whole day. It got low before. So maybe it went high because I drank Coke, and after your sugar level goes down, it goes up. It goes higher. That's mostly that's what usually happens. So maybe that's why. But otherwise, I feel fine. I'm very tired, and I don't know why. I've been good. I've been fine the whole day, and it's literally like 9 p.m. I don't know what's going on. I cleaned my whole room and my closet for my what's it called, clothes. Fucking hell. But yeah, that's it for today. I mean, I'm not for the video, but that's what I did today. I read my book. I was supposed to study, but I I can't. I literally cannot, because if I do go study, I'm not going to remember a single thing because I am dead. I don't know why I feel so tired, but I am. Um, Today I wanted to talk about something that I was thinking about today, which is how people perceive things, uh, and how it affects them. Let's say I'm I'm gonna talk about a specific thing, not about all of that in general, because it is a huge topic. Not a huge topic, but it has a lot of things to talk about. I'm specifically gonna talk about negativity, the negative emotions that you feel when you feel failure, when you hear the word failure, when you hear the word didn't succeed or failed or things like that. Basically, just those things that are perceived as bad. And ever since you're a kid, I feel like everybody experiences that, or almost every single human being experiences that, where you go to kindergarten and that's fine. I mean, you don't really have any exams, but you start going to primary school at the age of what, 7 or 8, whatever. But at a young age, a very young age, and you're learned from your authoritative figures, which is literally, it can be teachers and your parents, and maybe somebody else who's older, a coach or whatever. And those people are the ones that you look up at, and you're like, okay, well, these people are old and I'm learning from them. Of course, as a kid, you don't think about that, but that's what is happening. You look up to them, and you're like, oh, my dad did this, so I'm gonna be doing that because what my dad is doing is cool because he's a cool person. Or my mother is doing this and she's very loving and caring, I'm gonna do the same thing. So you're, as a kid, you're always asking for some kind of attention and affection, of course, because, well, humans need affection and they need a social life. They cannot survive by themselves. And when you're going to school and you start doing exams or tests or whatever, not exams, tests, in those tests, if you get a bad grade, you will perceive it as bad. And of course, everybody that is older than you will perceive it as bad. Even right now, the parents will see how you're failing in some tests, and they're like, oh, that is terrible. And that is not, I feel like it is not a very good thing, because in order for you to succeed in anything, you need a lot of trial and error. You need a lot of failures in order to succeed. You cannot just succeed out of nowhere and be like, okay, well, I did it. If we're talking about winning the lottery, maybe Sure, there's a 1 in trillion chance that you're gonna win the lottery by just playing it once. But if you're doing something that you really want to do and you keep failing at it, you're kind of going to be pushing yourself down and telling yourself that maybe it's not for you, that maybe it's just bad because you keep failing. But the thing is, you should keep failing. And yesterday I spoke about continuity, which is, I think, the biggest cheat code, not cheat code, but the answer to all of the problems that a lot of people are having. Because I feel like everything that you need to do, everything that you want to do, continuity is needed. You cannot start going to classes in uni and whatever, and of course, maybe you can. Maybe you can try your fucking hardest and get all of the exams and ace them all and be perfect, and you did it. But for a good amount of people, you're going to start failing. And a lot of people who start failing, they're like, okay, well, this might not be for me. And they put themselves down. I am a perfect example of that. I told myself many times, I asked myself, is this the right thing for me? And I thought about everything else that I could be doing. And of course, there are some things that interest me, but not as much as psychology. Even now, when I'm reading my book, The Concise Laws of Human Nature, I realize how much interest I have in how people act, how people do things, and how it is all wired in the brain. And basically, just I like it. I like it a lot. It interests me a lot, even though I am failing exams. Not all of them, thank God. It is something that I would be doing. And if I don't do that, I don't know what else I'm going to do. And of course, I told myself, even if I do not succeed in this, I'm always going to find an alternative. However, I feel like this is my best course. And when you hear somebody say failure, the first thing that comes up to your mind will probably be something negative. And that's the problem, because if you fail, that doesn't mean that you're done for, that you're bad at that thing. Actually, you might be, but in order for you to get better, you need to fail. You need to do trial and error. You need to see what is good for you and what is not. And that's the problem, because when you if you remember as a child, when somebody tells you that you failed, the first thing you would do as a kid would be sad, you would cry, you would scream, or whatever. um and that's the issue, because all of that is happening as when you were a kid, it is all telling you that failure is basically not an option, that failure is something that can just ruin you and will not help you at all. And when you think about failure, you're not like, oh, I'm failing, but this is a good thing because I learned something from it. Even though I think that that should be the way that people think. Because failure is not a bad thing, as I said. Failure is something, even if you're trying to do something and you keep failing, and you've gone through a lot of things, and you thought about everything that has been going on and why you failed, and you can't put a finger on it, it's not bad to give up. But because of failing, you knew that that path wasn't yours. See, I was going to a different university and I was studying IT. And I realized that I didn't like it, even though I passed most of my exams. I only didn't pass math. I was still like, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. This isn't something that I want to do, because I'm using my time to study something that I'm not really interested in. And I think the most important thing for everybody is to find something that you're interested in. Go around, look around, try different things, fail at them. Fail at them. You're going to be successful because of all the failures. You're not just going to succeed because, well, you succeeded. You literally look at every single successful person, not the ones that are eating children, but look at all of the others that are actually like actual um, good people who tried their hardest to reach to the top. what they have gained from all of those failures. However, a failure is always perceived as something bad, but it's not. It's really not. It depends on, like, okay, well, if humans have failed to, I don't know, make trees again and every single tree is extinct, well, that's fucked up. That's a bad fail. But I don't mean it in that way. You get what I mean. I mean, you personally, you're failing in something that you want to be doing. You're not failing in something that is like a one-time chance of getting something and just you get nothing from that failure. But you know what I mean. You keep trying and doing things. See, I've come to this idea of me recording videos and I've already failed twice. I've started this kind of journey twice and I was motivated, I was ready, I was this, I was that, and I didn't continue it. It lasted, every single one of the YouTube channels lasted for like 3 or 4 videos, maybe maximum 10. And here I am, the third one. And I've realized what was the problem, and now I am staying the course and I'm continuing my journey. See, right now I'm even failing to publish every single day, and I've talked about it yesterday. And those are failures. But I'm not going to let myself down, because what are you going to get if you fail and you don't continue? Let's say, okay, I talked about it in the last video, so I'm not gonna make this example, but let's say you are a person that, I don't know, what does he do? Programming, let's say. You're doing programming, you've finished your university, you're doing a project, and you're doing something that you really want to do. You're making a game. You're making a game that you always dreamed of since you were 10 years old. And that journey of you making something like that, especially because programming, and it's gonna be difficult because programming is already difficult enough, but you trying to perfect that dream is going to be difficult because, of course, if you've been dreaming about it for so long, for the half of your life or even more, you're going to be thinking like, okay, well, I didn't do this well enough, I should be doing more. But then you keep failing. And if you decide to give up, what are you going to gain from giving up? The only thing that you're going to gain, which is, of course, a good thing, however, not really, is time. And time is precious. Everybody knows that I am 22 years old and time is fucking flying. I'm gonna be 23 this year and I'm still in shock. I still feel like I'm 19 years old. But if you are dedicated and you want to do something, and if you decide to give up, you've wasted all your time that you tried to get to that place, to get to that point where you wanted to get to reach that goal. And I feel like if you keep going and you keep failing, you're gonna get closer to success. You're going up step by step. You're not going down step by step. You're going up step by step. You're going up to that staircase and you're finishing that fucking staircase. Every failure is another step up, not a step down. That is something that I feel like everybody should have in their head, because I feel like a lot of people are discouraged very easily and just listen to other people and do not really think openly, rather listen to what other people's opinions are on definitions of failure and what they think about failure. So they just put make their make their description of failure theirs, make their perception of failure theirs, their own. So I feel like you shouldn't do that. I really think that everybody should be thinking a lot about many things that are happening in the world, especially the ones that affect you a lot, because you're shaping your life, and nobody knows if you will ever get another chance of another life. And I feel like this is the only thing, the only life that you're going to have. I don't believe in Buddhism or reincarnation. I think in Buddhism reincarnation exists. I'm not sure, but I don't believe in reincarnation. I believe that this is the only chance that I'm going to have to experience my own life and to live the best life that I want to have. So I'm trying my best to steer away from all of the bad things that I'm doing that are actually wasting my time, like fucking injecting myself with dopamine by looking at TikTok. I deleted TikTok, but I still have Instagram Reels, which are also taking my time. Not too much, but still are taking my time. And things like that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy your life. You should enjoy your life, but at the same time, enjoy it by doing something that has importance in your life, because you're not going to feel good if you keep injecting dopamine into your system, and not literally injecting, but also, yeah, but at the same time literally injecting, like doing heroin. Don't do that. But if you just keep chasing that dopamine, you're always going to chase something that is never going to be fulfilled. You're going to feel fulfilled at one point, and then you're going to be like, oh, I need it more. I need it again. I want to do it again. Whatever you're doing. Fucking YouTube videos, playing games, drugs, especially drugs. It is something that really messes up your life, chasing for that dopamine. You should chase for peace. You should chase for calmness. You should chase for love. Because I feel like those are the things that are always going to keep you happy and calm. And you're not going to chase those highs of dopamine anymore. But yeah, that was my rant today about what failure really is. That's it. I'm gonna be resting until I go to sleep. I'm gonna eat something soon because I'm really tired, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But I feel good otherwise. I'm just tired. But yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching day 71. And I'll see you tomorrow on day 72. Goodbye.